Hey YouTubers, what's going on? This is Reggie from ToxicPeople1on1.com. Okay, I'm just coming from the gym. It's raining outside and I was compelled to do this video for you guys. There's a few things that I jot down on my notes, and I'll be looking at my notes, going over some things to just to discuss, and hopefully it will help you out in your situation or enlighten you, or you can enlighten me with some comments down below, and let me know what you think. Okay. Now, usually, I'm always, if you see me in a t-shirt, I'm always wearing a Star Wars t-shirt. And the theme of Star Wars it was about a dark side and a light side. You as an empath, you're always on the light side of things. And then you have a toxic person or narcissist, which is the dark side, dark energy or whatever, trying to pull you over to the dark side. And that's what you're constantly fighting with, because you're good in nature, and you want to stay good and positive and everything, and then you get caught up into this negative thing with a toxic person or narcissist. You get caught up in their energy, and sometimes your energy can be strong, but sometimes their energy can be just as strong, where so it could draw you in. It could chip away at you little at a time, and you have to be aware of that. You know, and the best thing to do is to stay away from them. You know, you go no contact, and you deal with them. If you have to deal with them, you deal with them from afar, and you get a time. You put a time limit on how much time you deal with them. In other words, if you got to deal with them, you control the time. Okay, I'm just gonna give this person 5 minutes. After that, I'm out of here. You know what I'm saying? Just in and out. That's you don't put no more effort into it. You don't get personal with these people, because they're gonna use everything against you. It's like talking to the police. They could use any and everything against you, and they will hold that against you. Seriously. So first thing I've noticed when I was dealing with my knock, and hopefully you guys can relate with this. If you have a good support system, like you're close with your kids, if you have kids outside of a knock relationship or the toxic relationship, if you have a good support system with your family, because they're very unstable, and it goes back to their childhood. You can look into their childhood, you can look into their past, and see how unstable it is, and they don't take accountability for anything, and they don't take responsibility for anything. It's always someone else's fault. So what they would do, if you have a strong support system, it could be your kids, you know what I'm saying, and it could be your family, it could be your friends. They will always try to separate that. They will always make you decide either with them. Think about the dark side and the light side. Either you with them or you with the other people. So you need to be on this side with me, because I love you, I'm taking care of you, and it's a form of control. You see what I'm saying? So they always want you to get to that dark side. You know what I'm saying? And you have to be strong enough to not let them pull you over. So what they would do, they would chip away at your support system, and they would say, "Oh, look at my foundation. My foundation is much better than what you have over there." And if you're an empath, or you're passionate about want to build something with your partner, you tend to say, "Okay, well, you don't want to be in a disagreement with them, so you basically agree with it. You'll compromise." Basically what we do, we like to compromise. We'll compromise with it, and we'll see, okay, we'll give this a chance and see how it is. And then you'll find yourself later on in a relationship with a toxic person that you basically cut your friends off, you cut your family off, you will even cut your kids off. But you know what? They won't cut their kids off. They won't cut their family off. They want you to accept their support system, their flying monkeys and their kids and everything, but they want you to cut your kids off, because if you don't have no one supporting you, or you won't support anyone, everything you had will go straight to them, will go straight to her, or will go straight to him. And that's the first thing we do. If you paying, like for instance, you might be paying your mother bills, you might be helping your kids out with something, or with school, or with tuition. Yeah, your kid is grown. You don't need to keep doing this and this and that. Now you need to take care of my family. You need to take care of me. You need to take care of what I have and everything. So they would try to pull everything away from them. That's the first key they would try to do. They would try to take away your support system. And you cannot let them do that. When you're seeing someone, if these people, if your support system was there from day one, keep them around. Do not let the narcissist or do not let a toxic person draw you away from your support system. Another thing I want to talk about is when you're in a relationship with a toxic person or a narcissist, you're not in an adult relationship. You're not. What type of relationship you're in, if you think about it, if you look back on your relationship, it's more like a parent-kid-child relationship. If you're dealing with the man and you're in a father-daughter relationship. When you're dealing with a woman, you're in a mother-son relationship. Now, I'm going to give you an example of what I was saying. I noticed this, and I thought it was like, I thought I was being tainted because we're men. So, of course, a woman going to feed into our ego and going to, make us feel good and pump us up and everything. So what she used to do, what she used to ask me, have you ate? I said, no, I haven't ate yet. Because usually I would eat on my own. She said, well, I'm fixing dinner. Since you're on your way, it should be ready by the time you get here. Now, when I got there, everyone ate. Everyone already ate. So I'm not sitting with the family as a family. Everyone already ate. So they went their separate ways. Daughter watching TV, mother watching TV, whatever. She already ate. But what she would do, she would fix my food. And I'm thinking like, oh, okay. I'm feeling like she wifey material. She would fix my food and she would sit down at the table with me. And I'm eating, we're talking about our day and everything. And then she do little things, very subtle things that they do that make you feel like a kid. But I'm thinking that she wifey material because she give me napkins and this and that, making sure I'm good. And she's just sitting there. And when I think back on it, it's like a mother sitting with their child as their child is telling about their day in school. And they just sitting there watching you, and you're the kid, and they're adult, and she just sitting there taking care of you, nurturing you, and everything, because that's what a lot of men love. They love for a woman to nurture them, because a woman is a nurturer by nature. But she would nurture, but she would do these little things to make me feel, now that I look back on it, to put me in a kid position, and she's in an adult position. It's all about having authority over you, being the authority figure over you. You see what I'm saying? It's like with a narcissist or a toxic person, you always on trial. You always on trial. Whatever you're confident about, they would chip away at that. They would try to destroy that confidence. If you like, say for instance, if you have what they call good hair, or if you dress nice, or if you have nice teeth or nice smile, they would always throw in this backhand compliments with the things that you're admire. They would try to destroy that. They would try to chip away at your confidence. That's the first thing, is putting you in this rut, or put you in a position of doubting yourself, or feeling like you're not worthy. They try to take away your worthiness. They want you to second guess yourself. They want you to come to them for approval. They want you to come to them for answers. If you like to dress nice, you say, how do I look? You like this on me? I mean, it's okay for you, but I wouldn't wear that. And they would laugh. You know what I'm saying? They'd throw you off with the laughter. And you'd be like, well, what made you say that? And they will always say something that would like put you in a loop. They want to constantly keep you in a state of confusion with what they say and what they do. They're constantly in a state of confusion, and they will never have an explanation to why they did what they did. They just want you to figure it out. So when you try to figure something out, what your mind would do, it would go in, it would try, because what we want to do, we want to relate to something that, if we have a problem with something or with new information, the best thing to do to retain it is related to something that you already know. So what we'll try to go through the files in our mind to what we know, to try to figure out why they say what they say. So where our mind would go on a trip, you know, we'll go beyond, far and beyond, trying to figure out or trying to relate to why they say what they said. You know, well, maybe this shirt is not a good shirt, or maybe, you know, they would do anything to try to keep you in a state of confusion. That's the main thing what they do. Deception and state of confusion. Keep you in. They would do small things that will physically abuse you. You know, for example, when I first met my narcissist, what she would do, day one, I don't know what it was, she bit me. And I'm like, what the hell what'd you do that for? And then she would smile and give you this little look, this sexy look. And it's like, okay, now it would go on to the thing. She would do it without me even noticing when she'd do it. She just do it out the blue. And it would be painful. And then she would butter me up afterwards. Oh, it wasn't that bad, this and this and that. Or she would smile, or she would try to kiss me, or she would do anything to get me to accept the abuse. And over a period of time, it would get worse. And I noticed that in order to get to the pleasure, you had to go through the abuse. And it's definitely a dangerous game, what they would do. And in order to get to the treat, you had to crawl through the barbed wire, you had to crawl through the sticker briars, the bushes, you had to get through all the mud and everything to get to the treat. And that's how you have to look at it when they physically abuse you. They always come back with loving you. So now if I have an argument with my partner, with my girlfriend and everything, I make sure we don't go right back into making love after the argument. Oh, that's the worst time to me. This is just my opinion. That's the worst time to make love, because that's what bonds you together. And that's because when you're intimate with someone, your soul is connected. You become one. You know, because you're inside of her, or you guys are together spiritually. You are connected. So if you're doing some if you're coming from a negative space, she's coming from a negative space, you come from a negative space, and then although you haven't cleared the air, or you guys is not really stable still, the worst thing to do is to have sex, because it's a form of trauma bonding. So what I like to do, I like to hold out until control my sexual desires. Hopefully she control her sexual desires until we become stable again with the communication, with the laughter, and everything become natural again. And then we could get back into the groove of things. But not right after an argument. But what they would do the love makeup to break up the makeup type sex. You know, and that's what part of that's what we get caught up in with the trauma bonding. And they would use their sexuality as a weapon. You know, or they would do stuff that you probably never had, because they ask you, they interview you, they investigate, they interrogate you. They interview you, then it become like an interrogation. And when they asking you these, they taking notes, just like a detective. They would take notes and everything about you, everything you like, and what you like to do, and this and this. Oh, you never had that happen? Okay. They write it down, and the next you know, next time you guys have sex, that's what she's doing to you. What is your fantasy? Well, you know, I like this, I like that. Oh, you never had that done to you? Okay. All right. They would take notes, and they would do it. Although it would be degrading to them, they would go through far and beyond to trap you. You see what I'm saying? And they would do the most weirdest. They would have the weirdest sex, and they don't even really like sex for real, but it's a form of control. They would do it to control you, you know. And then after you did something, say for instance, something that you never had done to you, or something that's not normal to you, that you would it's abnormal sexual behavior that they would display in the bedroom after they had certain conversations with you. And what they would do, and this is another trick they would do, After that happened, you go on about your life. Y'all having a good time. A day go past, a week go past, even several days will go past. And then they would bring it up. And it would not have anything to do with what you guys are talking about. You could be talking about, well, is it going to rain today, whatever? Yeah, just like when I did so-and-so to you. You be like, what the hell that got to do with anything? Now you're embarrassed because you never had it done for, and she using it as a weapon, or he using it as a weapon against you. You see what I'm saying? And then next thing you know, that's part of the trap that they draw you in to that dark side. And then you're next thing you know, she leaving you or he leaving you in a state of confusion, and your mind is in a state of chaos. And they hate for you. I'm telling you about a toxic person or narcissist. They hate for you to be happy. So all these weapons this information that they gathering on you is to put you in a negative space. If you're more happy than they are, if you got a promotion, yeah, I'm happy. Are you happy for me? I just got a job promotion. Yeah, but we'll see how that long, because we know that you're really not stable with new jobs and stuff, and you're not good with change. This and this and that, and you have a problem with authority and all these negative things I'm just saying, this is how you are. And they love playing the victim. They love playing the victim. A lot of people don't understand that when you have sex, you look this up, or I'm just, I'm speaking from my heart. When you have sex with a toxic person or narcissist, you might, every person that they had sex with, every person that you might have sex with or made love with, a part of them goes with you. Okay? That's why it's good to control your sexual desires. It's good to not. That's why virgins are more seeked out, or people with less sex partners are more seeked out, because their energy is more pure than someone who's been sleeping around, and that's just my opinion. Because if a woman slept around or a man slept around with so many people, they taking part of their sexual desires or their sexual spirit. They're taking part of that, and it comes into them. You know what I'm saying? So these people have been dealing with a lot of negative people, a lot of toxic people, a lot of people with narcissist behaviors and attitudes and spirit. That negative, dark spirituality goes into them, and they take that into the world with them. And once they sleep with you and everything, it's a possibility that negative spirit can come into you and poison your spirit. You know what I'm saying? So you have to be aware of that. When you're thinking that, you're thinking with your little head instead of your big head, you'll find yourself taking on these negative traits and stuff like that. Just like everything could go well with you, and as soon as you have sex with certain people, you're starting to see yourself getting tickets when you're driving down the street. You're starting to see yourself little by little. It's very subtle that you start being outside of your character, because you're taking on these entities, these negative entities that these people have within them after you have sex. I realized that once we got into what we did, I was getting tickets. I wasn't driving. I was being irritated more, so I wanted to get away. So I speed away from them, speed away from everybody else, trying to get away from them, because I'm driving a faster car, not paying attention. When I'm listening to certain music, I feel like it fuel the negative energy in me. As I'm on my way seeing this woman. So you might notice that as well. It don't have to be like you getting a ticket or anything, but you'll see that your behavior had changed for the worse, because after you basically have sex with this person, and the more you guys have sex or make love, and over a longer period of time, that you'll feel more stuck into this negative relationship or this poisonous toxic relationship. And the first thing you should do, especially when you I know a lot of you guys already broke up with people before, or people had broke up with you. What's the first thing they go in the relationship? Is the sex. They will cut that off, because that's how you cut your ties with a person spiritually. You cut your ties when you first break up with someone. The first thing to go is the sex, because they want to spiritually disconnect with you before they physically disconnect with you. And that's how it is. Sometimes people try to do the opposite. They try to, oh yeah, I'm gonna leave her alone, but we're gonna still have sex. I have friends tell me that. I'm like, you're still involved with this person. You cannot, in order for you to break away with a person, you have to spiritually disconnect with them. Then some people are spiritually disconnected mentally first, and then sexually second. You know what I'm saying? It's a disconnect somewhere. These are some things you have to protect your support system. Continue having your support system. Watch out for when you're in a relationship with a toxic person or narcissist. Look out for whether you're in an adult relationship or whether you're in a parent-child relationship. The mental abuse. It will always start off slow. It might be playful with the name calling or whatever, and then it will escalate, over a period of time. Especially when, these old negative pet names that some people give each other. I don't like the name calling. I'm not gonna call being playful. You my B, or you this and this and that. The name calling. If you love someone, you don't call them. You have a pet name for them, but it would be more positive than negative. So you want to watch out for the mental abuse, and then the physical abuse. Now, I realized, like I said, in my situation, I was so weird, and it's weird for me to even talk about this, about the biting. She started off biting, because people, when you were young, you just put passion mark on each other, and I'm thinking like that was it. But I'm talking about bite me. Even when we were talking at the table or something, and she just come over and just bite me, and I'm like, what the hell are you doing? And she laughed at it because I'm in pain, and she was getting off on the fact that I was in pain, and she caused that pain. You know what I'm saying? So you have to be very careful. Even I'm thinking that I'm a man, a woman can't. She was like smaller than me. Of course, I outweighed her with the weight and everything, but she was physically abusing me, and I never been in a physical abusive relationship. But now that I look back on it, I say, damn. After we broke up, I'm like, damn, she was physically abusing me. And I'm like, damn, wow. Maybe I need to go to some meetings, because this is what she was doing. And I realized that's what she was doing. Although I never abused her back. But see, they also want to, if you're not used to physically, like some women like to be choked or whatever. If you're not used to that or whatever, they will make you do that. And knowing that you're uncomfortable with it, and then later on, like I said, they would bring it up. Well, you know what? When you was choking me, I almost passed out. Then they make you feel bad about what they wanted you to do to them. So you have to be really careful with that. If you're not into physical, don't be into no physical abuse. But if you're not into like dominating and all that other stuff, tying women up, or you been tied or whatever, don't get involved with that, especially with a toxic person or narcissist, because they know you're not into that, and they make you get into that, or they make you do things that's out of your character, and then they would throw it up in your face. Then next thing you know, you're feeling down, you're feeling degraded and everything, and then they just would just use that against you, and that's another trap that they use to bond you into their mess. So you got to remember, you got to stay to the light side. You can't go to their dark side, and the sexual energy. You got to watch out for the sexual energy. You have to do your due diligence when it comes to learning your partner. You have to learn your partner just to see whether he or she is worth your time and effort to want to move forward with them. You know what I'm saying? And of course you're going to clean up your sexual past just like they're going to clean up their sexual past. But it's going to be something that person would say to let you know that I don't want to get involved with that. We tend to get involved sexually first and then trying to figure out who this person is. And then sometimes that might be too late because you got to think about the dark energy that's within them that you're taking on when you lay with that person. So you have to get to know someone first. Get to know that person first. Because sometimes, think about this. Have you ever got to know someone before you guys really had sex, or you might have been with a person like a platonic friend, a female friend or male friend, and you say, oh yeah, you see yourself fantasizing about them sexually, but over a period of time, once you get to know that person, you're like, damn, I'm so glad we didn't do anything because, God, man, they are really messed up in their head. You know, their background is messed up, their kids is messed up, their family is messed up. There's always something going on with this person. This person starting trouble at work all the time. Every time this person come home, he or she has some drama that happened at work. When we go out to the store or something like that, or we just be on our outing, they always get into something. And then you say, damn, I'm so glad I didn't bond sexually with this person. Because sometimes some people bond, sometimes people try to bond they bond sexually with someone and they can't get out of it because the bond is so strong. It's like quicksand. You just can't get out of it. The more you try to fight it, try to get out this relationship, the more you're digging yourself deeper into it. So you want to cut your losses. You want to find out a lot of things and be on guard. Excuse me. You want to find out a lot of things and be on guard about keeping yourself safe. You want to keep yourself safe. You want to keep yourself away from that dark side. And sex is a big play to bringing you over, to bonding you over to that side. You know, so you have to be really mindful of that. I didn't want to make this video long. Okay, like I said, I'm just coming from the gym. I'm sitting in my car doing this video. I hope it's been helpful. Subscribe to my channel. If you have any questions or whatever, even if you want to share your experience with a toxic person that you might have seen, you don't necessarily have to be in a relationship with this person, but you notice things about this, share it down in the comment section because you never know who you might be saving or who you might be helping. Because someone else, and sometimes I used to think that I was going through stuff by myself, until I started talking and meeting these people. And then like a lot of time with loss of attraction, you could put a thought out there and that person that you're thinking about or with the same type of experience as you are gravitating towards you. And sometimes you could connect with people through Facebook group, through social media, through even in passing, because you put it out there. You know, that's a strong, I get into loss of attraction later on in a later video, but look it up. I mean, you know, you can attract people into your life, whether it be positive people or negative people. It's something that you have to correct within yourself to avoid these type of people that you're attracting in your life. But we'll get into that. My name is Reggie with ToxicPeople101.com. Subscribe to my channel, share this video, and leave a comment and down below, and I'll see you at the next video. Thanks for watching.